Hey, yo, this is Sam Ant, and oh, God, make sure you go check out our podcast, the Hip Hop Uncensored Podcast, on radio.com. You've seen us on YouTube, over 800,000 subscribers strong. Now, if you want to listen to your brothers raw, real, uncut, and most importantly in full, go check us out on radio.com, where we bring you the latest news on all things hip-hop, sports, relationships, politics, you name it, we cover it. The most dangerous podcast out to date, the Hip Hop Uncensored Podcast. Check us out 4 days a week on the radio.com app. Let's go. Don't bring that bullshit here. I don't care how long. Oh, that's my friend. Oh, yeah, word. Well, where are we going?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Crazy situation, man. But, nevertheless, man, that's our relationship portion. Just a small portion of the podcast here today. But if you're loving the content today, we need everybody to go ahead and hit that 5-star rating right there on the screen. But most of all, do not forget to subscribe to this podcast. Push the little button to make sure that you can be in the know when we drop new podcasts. Sam, man. Uncle Luke. Let's talk about Uncle Luke real quick, because he jumped on Twitter, it looks like today. He wrote this. He put, NFL players can talk to me about social injustice when they hire a black agent. Or he said but he meant to say something else, obviously. Or financial advisor. A lot of good ones out there. That's what he put today on his Instagram. So he also goes on to say, well, goddamn it, there's a lot of NFL black players that deprive a lot of good black agents of opportunity. So don't take a knee when you're doing that. Keep it 100. If you go, keep it 100. What you think about that? Him saying that, all right, some of these black players should have hired black agents.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he's saying that in response to the backlash that Jay-Z's receiving right now and the whole conversation that's going on. I agree with him to a certain degree, but like we were talking about, man, the conversation goes everywhere when you think about black. Do we look at black doctors first? Do we look for black lawyers first? Do we look for a black supermarket first? No, we look for the best. Yep. And yes, sometimes most time the best is black, but it ain't promoted the best. So, although it may be wrong, it is what it is with black folk. We're very perception based. We like the things that look good and feel good. And if that's going to be the best, then we want to go towards that because it's subconsciously we're the fucking best. It's what we do. But we have to start. And this is why I think Rich Paul, LeBron's agent, and what he's doing in basketball and what he's beginning to do and beginning to kind of inspire younger kids to do is become those number one elite, can't miss kind of fucking agents that are taking over the game. When we were around, or as a kid, what were the main agents we seen? It was Rosenhaus. I remember that name. Yeah.
He's still out there.
Still out there. You know what I mean? A couple real high profile dude from baseball that Jay-Z used to go at, Scott Boras.
Right.
You know what I mean? These kind of names rung bells, and now I hear Rich Paul. So I think that the black athlete, player, person, just by nature is going to go with what's hot and what's the best. And Uncle Luke, you're right, but we all have to come together and unify. And I don't know.
Yeah, and I'll say this, and I want to ask you a question. I would say we don't have a collective consciousness like that, like you were just saying. I know times we're seeing people, they could be, East Indians or Latinos, and when they're looking for people, you see them going to the phone book, they're looking for Rodriguez or Patel, whatever it is, you know what I mean? It could be a store or something, anything of their heritage. Black people, we should be like that, you know what I'm saying? But we're not, and I don't know why people think that we should. Like if a guy coming up, out of a white college like Michigan or whatever, or Penn State or something like that, he's going to get the best agent that's available. He ain't going to necessarily be thinking, to get a black, agent. No, with that being said, Sam, man, how do you feel about there being an all black league again? Would you be in favor of that? Do you think we need to go all the way that route now, since we're not getting are just doing the NFL and other sports leagues?
It is an all-black league. It's
I'm talking about all-black only.
That's exactly right. That's where I was going to get to. We just got to own it.
Yeah.
We just got to own it. And collectively, we have to have a body of people who have the same kind of allegiance like the 32 NFL owners do. When you see when Colin Kaepernick isn't supposed to get a job, I don't care who's winning the Super Bowl. I don't care who's in my division. Nah, we're going to get together and it's not going to go down. We would all have to collectively get some money together and really do it. And then you got to persuade the talent. You got to persuade the player. Why come here over going to the place that you know is going to give you millions and millions of dollars. You can talk all you want, and we see a lot of athletes. I've seen Steph Curry doing a lot in promoting HBCUs. You hear it a lot over television on sports television shows and things like that. Why aren't the black athletes going to the HBCUs? Well, you know, and they know it's not the direct route to where they want to go next, which is fuck school, it's the NBA or the NFL or the MLB, et cetera, et cetera. So until we start getting these athletes, big time athletes, to go there and these teams can start winning, then, I mean, what can we do?
That's what we need. I mean, like you said, but it's going to have to be, you know, that's why it's important, you know, what we teach the kids up in the schools and everything, because it's going to have to be a sacrifice of a generation or two that's going to have to, you know, not go to Penn State, not go to Florida State, not go to Michigan, but go to Grambling, you know, or Virginia Tech. Or, is that a all black college?
Nah,
Virginia Union.
Virginia Union,
my bad. You know, schools like that, you know what I'm saying? And invest in that, because they can still make it. You know what I mean? But they have to make that popular. Like, all right, man, my man went to Grambling, or he went to, you know, Delaware State. So that's where I'm going now. You know what I mean? Charles Barkley went here. I'm missing that name, but dang, I mentioned Charles Barkley. But anybody, somebody, you know, Allen Iverson, I was say, went to this school. So we need to, you know, go to this school. But, you know, it's going to take some time, you know, to get that. But I think until we do start thinking like that, we're going to be subject to, you know, the people who own these teams, the old, you know, white, you know, wealthy people that only, we're going to be subject to their ideologies and their beliefs on how they feel about different things, like Jerry Jones, shut up and play. We're going to be subject to that until we get, like you said, ownership. Yeah.
I mean, and you just think, I was just thinking about when I hear HBCUs, especially in football, Florida, and how the crop of talent that comes out of Florida. And they're going to Miami, they're going to the U, they're going to Florida State, they're going to Florida. But if they went to a Florida A&M or Bethune-Cookman, what that would do for those colleges out there and the money that would go into it. It may have to start with the athlete. We're going to have to, like you said, we're going to have to get some people to kind of just ignite this, to kind of show further generation to generation to go. You might have to, Steph Curry, what he's doing right now is pretty dynamic. I seen that he put $21 million into a Howard's golf program. Oh, so he's trying to get like just black golfers going and really put money into that to get them promoted, which I think is a great idea. It's going to take athletes that necessarily did not go to these colleges. Steph Curry went to Davidson, for crying out loud. So his allegiance should be there, but no, he's looking to kind of pay it forward and do what we're talking about right now. We're going to need more athletes to do that. We're looking at a league in the NBA in particular where they're about to be a number of black billionaires within the next 10 to 15 years. We just see it with the guaranteed contracts, to the sponsorship. There is a real nice crop of line for black athletes to see that billionaire mark. And if they started putting money in the HBCUs where it started getting popular and they had the funding and they can get new stadiums and new equipment, man, oh man, what we could see. Yeah, it would be great. I remember me and my mom going to a college